Good morning, first graders. This is Mr. Stevenson coming at you from his living room. Today is March 31st, 2020. Yeah, I know. I'm proud of myself for nailing that. So let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. And I want to talk to you later in the video about what I'm going to be introducing hopefully later this week so that I can check in to see how you guys are doing on your work and so that you guys can so that we can all check in with each other to see how everyone has been and just to see our faces and hear our voices. So today, what we're going to be, well, let's talk about what we did yesterday. Yesterday was the 30th. We can now cross that off. And today is the 31st. It says sentence with picture using yesterday's words. Yesterday we learned that there's you are, burn, I are, bird, or er, her, and all of our words this week. We talked about our words in handwriting, so you probably have this from yesterday. Our words were nerd, birth, shirt, earl, smaller, thirst, and wisp, Okay, you can probably just take a look at that from yesterday. Today what you're going to be doing is using this paper here. You're going to write a sentence using one of our words. Then you can draw a picture. I'm going to do that. Why don't you guys pause the video here, and when we're all ready, we'll hit play and we'll continue on and check things out. All right, who came up with a goofy sentence? My sentence is, this shirt is smaller than I thought. Sounds like a prom. Notice I had a green shirt on. This one fits just fine, but this one's a lot smaller. So if you're happy with your work, you can find an adult to give you a Mr. Stevenson Bad Hair Day. And notice I actually used two of our words, shirt and smaller. I didn't point that out, but I meant to. Okay. Next up on our list of things to do today is math pages 198 and 199. So that's going to look something like this today. And it's going to be our last time discussing clocks and time. So we'll see how that goes. So let's recap. What different ways can you say the time shown on this clock? Okay, so we have the long hour hand pointing to the 6. So we know it's going to be half past. And it went past 3, so it's half past 3. So you can call that half past 3, but most people most commonly call that 3:30. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be filling in. We're going to take the analog clock and fill in the digital clock. So let's talk about this one. Okay, so the minute hand is on the 6. So we know that will be a 30. It's half past. And what halfway past? It's just past, 10. Okay, I'm going to have you guys pause the video and work, and I'm going to show you what my answers are. Okay, how'd those last 5 clocks treat you? Okay, if you're ready to see the answers, you can look. If you're not, you can pause the video and continue to work. Okay, good. So next page, the elusive page 199. It requires us to draw a lot of lines to connect the times. And over here, it's tricky because well, actually on both sides, it's tricky because some are half past and some are o'clocks. I'm going to pause the video here. You guys could pause the video as well, and when you're ready to check your answers, hit play. Okay, how'd that go? Hopefully you were able to connect some lines from the analog clock to the digital clock. If you want to see your answers, it looks something like this. So if you haven't completed it yet, hit pause. Okay. I'm going to read this mustardy color box, and full disclosure, this company right here, Origo, So they create really great curriculum materials, but they're located in Australia, and sometimes Australia words ask questions that we would never ask in America. This is probably one of those situations. So I might just read it and then kind of share how to do it. So you guys look on yours as I read it aloud to you. James has breakfast at 7 o'clock on Monday morning. He has baseball practice at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. How many half past the hour times will there be on the clock between breakfast and the start of baseball training? Whew! A lot of things I'm unclear about. It says he has baseball practice at 4 o'clock, and then it asks about baseball training. No one is ever going to ask you this question. I'm never going to ask you this question. This would probably be one if we were in class, I'd just have you cross it off. So I'm just going to have you write 9 and be done. Okay. Maybe not the best way of doing it, but no one's going to ask you that. I'm a teacher. I would never ask you that. And next up, it says to write a letter to a classmate. So hopefully you guys are enjoying writing to different classmates. I know that there's a bunch of you that are doing it on your own, and your parents are getting in touch with other parents, and people are sending things. I think that's awesome. I want you guys to know it's not my plan to have you write letters to each other forever. I do have a plan for writing. I'm just waiting on a couple things. Hopefully I can give you more soon, because I want to be doing more, so we'll see what happens. So you need a paper that looks something like this. Remember, the long line goes on top. The date's back there. Last week on the very first video I think I made, on March 23rd, I modeled how to write a letter to Ryan. I'm not going to pick any names today, but I am going to say pick one that you haven't written to, or someone that you might think, I would not think about writing to that person. So give it a try. Things you must do in writing are capital letters, period, question mark, exclamation points, finger spaces. You must write a letter for each sound that you hear, and use kind words. If we were in the classroom, I would just have to say, if it's in sight, read it right, but probably at home you don't have a read the room like we have, so keep that in mind. I want to point something out before I read a story today. I have been clicking on Epic a lot, and I notice that there's lots of kids reading on it, so that makes me excited, and I will continue to be adding more books and more stories for the kids to read. And as a class, we just read our 100th book, and it looks like there's actually a couple kids on it now. It looks like Opal's on it right now. It looks like B's on it right now. And maybe just the two of them right now. But keep up the good work, guys. I notice it, and I'll keep adding more stories for you guys to read. I also want to share that I'm going to be reading a story today, and I will make sure I do a good job of pausing and making sure kids stay engaged. And it's a story you might be familiar with. It is called Don't Call Me Bear. And it was actually a gift to us from Macy. G'day. Full disclosure, I know I just talked about our math problems being in Australian. Well, this book is also kind of in Australian. G'day. My name is Warren, and I've got something to share. Bear? Not a bear. Just because I'm furry doesn't mean that I'm a bear. I'll tell you how this started. It's been going on for years. Captain Cook said, "Hey, a bear." Those crazy pioneers. Chart of common marsupials. Possum, kangaroo, wombat, koala, Tasmanian devil. See, if they've done their homework, then they know it wasn't true. Marsupials is what we are, and you should know that. Talking to you guys. But if I got $1 every time you called me bear, I tell you what, and no mistake, I'd be a millionaire. Australia doesn't have bears, except some at the zoo. You find bears in Canada and polar regions too. I don't live in the USA and catch fish in a stream. I'm not some 10-foot grizzly bear who makes the campers scream. So I have had a gutful, and I'm sorry if I shout. I'm not a bear, I'm really not. And you need to sort it out. See what the artist did here with the shadow. Little guy, but huge shadow. Kangaroos are kangaroos. You don't call emus chooks or chickens. A platypus is not a duck, even though that's how he looks. But why am I so different, pal? Yeah. What's your little game? Why, I am the only mug you don't call by his name. Yeah, not a koala bear. No such thing. Why am I the only one in the entire bush? You may not be a bear, mate, but you look like one, so... Shush! What a cute little bear. Yeah, bears are great. Oh, he's frustrated. The end. So you might recognize other books by Aaron Belby. I think I'll be reading one of these pretty soon. I have it sitting here next to me, so we'll see. I picked this story because of my Australia comment in math. This story was the most Australian one I had. I am waiting to hear back from a couple emails that I sent because I have some big things planned, and I'm hoping that I can do them because it's going to make, I think, this situation a lot more enjoyable because we'll be able to, kids will be able to share with other kids some different things. And you guys know me, I do things a little different, so it's probably would look different than any other class. And I'm kind of excited about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I am sitting in front of my computer. Here's my other computer. Here's my work computer. And I'm ready to answer emails. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you need anything clarified, I'm here. Just ask. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.